Welcome back. New week, new video. What's good? So this one is gonna be my top 5 habits to level up and change your life to be that girl. Your fitness, wellness, and lifestyle, which is what I rep on this channel, are one of the most important attributes of your life. So let's get into these habits.
Bestie meeting. It's essential. If you have a bestie she's not doing this,
I know that's right.
rethink your decisions.
Personal revamp. Let's go.
Yep.
And flowers. I'm so spoiled. Oh my gosh. My man. I have such a clean room right now. I am such a señora and I cleaned everything. I even cleaned the fan, my window, my baseboards, my door, my bed. And I'm finally able to light my candles now that LA is over with our heat wave. Of course, it's vanilla. But yeah, I just washed all my sheets. Keeping my room clean makes me feel so good. I cleaned and organized my little attention center right here. I started organizing my books too, from most likely to read, and then this second base is the books that I've already read, and then the third one is just little extras. But this is my attention center, that's what I call it, because it's just so much in one little corner. And I'm watching the sunset right now, and this is my desk space right now. So I'm currently editing a YouTube video, which is gonna be this one, which is funny. I'm in the middle of editing that right now. I also planned my entire rest of the week already, so I feel much more accomplished. But the rest of the night, I want to edit. I want to be on Pinterest. As soon as 9 p.m. hits, I am on Pinterest and do not disturb. And I'm also going to be reading my Bible. She has a little bow, but as of right now, I am reading Psalms. I'm rereading Psalms actually because it's one of the most comforting scriptures in the Bible. But I've read this like probably 3 months ago. So yeah, I want to finish that, and that's the rest of my night. I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring up the most important book of all. Y'all see that? Hello. The Bible is always gonna be a great go-to if you are dealing with anything. Whatever you're dealing with, take it to God. There's even a section at the end of the Bible that gives you places in scripture to what you're going through. So what is this? For your future, gentleness, giving, gossip. I need to work on that low-key. But there's just an index for life application, which I find so beautiful. So I encourage anybody who's wanting to get closer to God and dive deeper into their faith, get an NLT Bible, an easy version Bible, and see how fast your life is gonna change once you start applying what's in the Bible. So I did want to show you guys my book collection, because if you're not reading and learning and developing your mind, what are you doing? Not even just reading, listening to an audiobook, listening to an inspirational self-help YouTube video, in any way possible for you to be learning and expanding your mind as much as possible. That's sexy, and that's a habit that you want to develop. I have some books that I want to put you guys on. So I want to put you guys on 2 of my favorite books and then 1 recent read that I just had. So let's start with this recent read, The Way of Integrity. I've had this book for 2 years and I've never had interest in it until recently, because I felt like I was kind of falling out of my purpose and I was questioning what I was meant to do. And I've had this sudden urge and interest to read this book, even though it's been sitting on my bookshelf for like almost 2 years. The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. This book has definitely helped with my imposter syndrome, and it's definitely made me realize that we only have one life, and why are we gonna spend it unhappy, and why are we gonna spend it with people that we don't really want to spend life with? Like, we're just keeping them around. And also, why are we gonna spend our one life in a career that we don't like and doing things just strictly out of pleasing culture and pleasing people? But it's like, this book teaches you to not really care about any of that. It brings things into light. It definitely talks about the inferno. That kind of put everything into perspective for me. So I would say the main theme of this book is definitely dealing with self-sabotage, a loss of purpose, and also victimhood. I do want to read some quotes. I feel like this sums it up very well. So, to stay on the path of integrity and avoid getting stuck in repetitive cycles of violence, we must refuse to join our attackers in their sense of victimhood, acknowledging that we're capable of choosing our responses to other people and situations no matter what, and we have the freedom to respond to every situation with creative thought or action, by clarifying our thoughts, speaking out, and compelling action. So this is very much for the people pleasers I fear. I'm a people pleaser, so this definitely helped me to get out of that and to stop caring. So this is my number one, my most recent read. And now these are my two most favorite books. This one is one of the first books that I've ever read before even knowing God. Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. This book definitely expanded my heart when it came to God. I did not believe in God whatsoever until I started reading this book, and it definitely opened something in me to receive God. And I think this book was actually an accident. I found it at the thrift store for like $2, and I actually like the material in this book. The thing about me is I like to read before I purchase a book, and I was reading it in the thrift store and I was like, dude, this is actually really interesting. And this was way before I started believing in God. So I would definitely recommend getting this if you are wanting to expand your faith and your relationship with God. This book is actually so beautiful, and I'm glad that God called me to it in that little thrift shop. So let's read like one quote. See, that's actually crazy. This is like the first page that I went on, and literally what I was just talking about. So this is like God speaking, and it says, "It was necessary first for you to release, deny, and forget your connection to me in order to fully experience it by fully creating it, by calling it forth." So you have to know the lows before you're able to be blessed by the presence and the love of God when he enters your life. That is so cute. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. You have not so chosen it yet. You have procrastinated, prolonged, protracted. Now it is the time that you produce what you have been promised by God. Beautiful. I want you guys to witness straight beauty. And lastly, one of my favorite books is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I got this book when I was very spiritual, and I was very into psychology and the brain and the mind, which I still think is very intriguing, and I think it's very interesting. But this book really did rewire my brain patterns in what was destructing me and what was creating me. So literally what it sounds like, breaking the habit of being yourself, is what this book is about. It talks a lot about the systems of the brain. So it's talking about this notion is critical to your success or failure in your endeavor to replace old habits, which is pruning old neural connections in your brain with new ones to sprout new neural networks. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that term, if you've ever had a psychology class, but it's like the neural pathways that fire together, wire together. So it's literally like what you think is going to be wired in your brain. What you think has a pattern, and your thoughts start to become your day-to-day experiences, which is actually crazy. So it's like if you think you're worthless, your life is going to exude that, and your life is going to be worthless, and it's going to be meaningless, because it's like you didn't have the courage to take action to where your life could have been because of those thoughts and those patterns that you have in your brain. So this one is a sick book, but I hope this inspires you guys to read a little more and definitely expanding your knowledge. If you read, you're an automatic baddie. me and my family, we made juices. We usually make green juices every week, but my mom made beet juice this week, so I'm gonna drink this. Matches my nails. Period. It's a heart. So one of the best habits that 15-year-old me decided to partake in was researching vitamins and supplements. So obviously I have a range of colorful vitamins, and I'll put a list of what they're useful for. I did post a TikTok about it. Actually, I haven't even taken my pills today. Hold up. Taking care of yourself and your health and your body is definitely gonna help you in the long run. And I also want to put gut health non-essentials and a gut health menu that I've been working with. I feel like that's been very important to me, is taking care of my health and my body and my wellness, because your body, we only have one. We need to take care of it so we can thrive and be energetic and straight up healthy. I want to be healthy for my future kids, you know? So taking care of my gut health has definitely been a must for me, a non-essential. And I've noticed that my energy levels are just so much better. I'm not eating like shit, and I'm not disregarding my body's needs. So definitely want to put that out there as well. Please take care of your temple.